Shuhudia kusainiwa kwa mikataba miwili ya ushirikiano, ambapo wa kwanza tumeshuhudia ushirikiano kwenye sekta ya anga kati ya Tanzania na Ufaransa, na sasa hivi tumeshuhudia sasa ushirikiano kwenye sekta ya bandari, ambapo tunaona mamlaka ya bandari nchini TPA na ushirikiano kutoka bandari ya Antwerp ya Ubelgiji.
Director, please proceed to podium for a few words before we proceed to signing table.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to say a few words about this very, very important project. Thank you, and allow me to start by really thanking the Agence Française de Développement for good cooperation and hard work that has been invested in this project. It will create great opportunities and help stimulate long-term economic development in the Kagera region. There is great value in collaboration, and that is what we are also celebrating today. In response to the emerging need for energy supply in the region, we designed this project together with the AFD to stabilize power supply in northwest Tanzania and to supply renewable energy power to the national grid. So this construction shows our commitment to support our partners in speed up their green transition and move towards a circular economy. The EU contribution, which is a contribution of 36 million in grant funding, will support the implementation of environmental management plan and the upgrade of the Kayaka substation and the preparatory works for the installation of the 400 kilowatt switchgear. It will allow to inject Kakono power directly into the Tanzania-Uganda interconnection. The EU grant will reduce borrowing costs for the government and for this investment, and this should result also in more affordable energy prices for the final users. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, guest of honor, once again allow me to call Celine Robert, Country Director of Agence France de Development, AFD, for a few words. Proceed to podium for a few words.
Asante sana, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, Nabibi na Mabwana. It's a great honor for us to be here today and to sign this memorandum of cooperation for this project that is reinforcing the cooperation between the French Development Agency and the government of Tanzania. We've been working in preparing this investment for a while, and it's at the last stage of validation by the government of Tanzania. So this project will actually complement the portfolio of investment of the French Development Agency in the country that is amounting to more than 500 million euros, and that is covering generation of power, transmission, and also distribution networks to provide support to the vision of the government of Tanzania and their strategy to invest in the energy sector. So I thank you very much, and I leave the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, guest of honor. Now is Said Mark from the African Development Bank. Allow me to call Madam Patricia Lavery, Country Director of the African Development Bank, for a few words. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Habari za asubuhi. Your Excellency, Dr. Philip Isidore Mpango, Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Dr. Olivier Becht, Minister of Foreign Trade, bonjour, monsieur, and to our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. On behalf of the African Development Bank, it is our distinct privilege and honor to be part of this important Tanzania-EU Business Forum aimed at increasing support to the government of Tanzania. For us at the African Development Bank, on December 16th, 2022, the board of the African Development Bank approved $161 million as its own contribution to the construction of the Kakono hydropower plant. The overall cost of the project is $308 million, of which the EU is providing $110 million, Agence Française is involved, and so on, but we are contributing $161 million for the construction of the plant. The Kakono hydropower project is a vital intervention that is part of the African Development Bank's country strategy for 2021 to 2025. Our strategy is focused on two work streams. The first is sustainable infrastructure for a competitive economy and improved private sector business environment aimed at job creation, of which the Kakono hydropower project is strategically aligned with. In terms of the specific activities that the African Development Bank will be supporting, first, we would support the civil works, the procurement of the electromagnetic equipment, as well as the overall supervision with the European Union, and we look forward to further deepening our strong collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A few remarks from African Development Bank. His Excellency, Guest of Honor, allow me once again to welcome Olivier Becht, Minister Delegate for Foreign Trade and Economic Attractiveness from France, for just a minute. Just a minute.
Yes, thank you. I think that's already said, so it's a great project. It's good for Tanzania, it's good for the planet, for the climate, and good for humanity. So let's sign it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, Guest of Honor, allow me to call the following person to proceed to signing table. Ant Kunen, Serin Robert, and Patricia Lavery to proceed to signing table. And allow me to request a pleasure of the following key person. One is His Excellency Ambassador Nyamanga Justice, Ambassador of Tanzania to EU. His Excellency Manfredo Fant, European Head of Delegation to Tanzania, Ambassador of Tanzania in Paris, and the ambassador of Friends in Tanzania to proceed to signing table to witness the deal. His Excellency, this deal will involve the construction of a line of the River hydropower plant in the Kagera region, northwestern Tanzania, with an installed capacity of 87 megawatt. Yeah. Yes. Here we go. And associated 38.8 kilometer of 132 kVA transmission line to evacuate power to an existing substation at Kiaka. The new hydropower plant is expected to replace several diesel generators based on the planned capacity. It is estimated that the plant will reduce GHG emission by 213,810 tons per year. The additional capacity will also improve reliability of the supply. Please, brass band. Deal done. Thank you very much. His Excellency, guest of honor, after 3 signing of MOU, please allow me now to welcome the announcement of private sector investment by KNAF Gypsum Tanzania Limited. So here we are going to have a video, special video, no any words, but for a minute, 1 or 2 minutes, we are going to watch a video. Yes, let's proceed for a video.
So I'm just going to start off by giving a bit of context on KNAF. KNAF had its humble beginning starting in 1932. It's a multinational with its head office in Germany, a 12.6 billion euro multinational. It's got 300 manufacturing facilities, 40,000 people working for it, and present in 19 countries. Tanzania investment or acquisitions has started in 2015, and to date, KNAF has invested in Tanzania 268 billion shilling, with its German manufacturing facility being commissioned in 2020 and a further capacity extension that will be commissioned in 2025. That would make KNAF the biggest plasterboard manufacturer in sub-Sahara Africa, and that will be in Tanzania. So why specifically Tanzania? It's the abundance of the raw material, it's the ease of investing. Especially the last 18 months, we've seen an improvement working with the TIC, one-stop shop that really made the investment easy, as well as getting the contract signed. That's beneficial for the government as well as that for KNAF. So if there's any advice that I could sort of give to the EU for further support, it's to encourage local production, for example, and then when the local production is present, support it, because otherwise what would be the benefit of asking for further investment in the country? Importation of key raw materials, especially like an investor like ourselves, material or paper is one of the biggest contributors. There we need to see what could be the importation duty benefits for the material like paper. And logistic solutions. One of the key reasons that KNAF invested in Tanzania, the natural market to Tanzania is our neighboring countries. But how do we serve them logistically? So I think this is also something where we could see how the government could support that could unlock even further investment. If there's any advice I could give, I think it's time now in Tanzania, where if we look at census, we're talking about 60 million people present in the country. This is going to lead to a lot of urbanization. That's going to put a lot of pressure on infrastructure. So let's invest now, and even that in itself leads to a lot of opportunities for the future.
Thank you very much for a video which explains what KNIFE is doing in Tanzania with regard to gypsum production. His Excellency, guest of honor, after the video, please allow me to welcome Her Excellency Regina S., Ambassador of Germany to Tanzania, for few remarks. You are welcome. Yeah.
Mgeni rasmi na bibi na mabwana, habari ya asubuhi. KNAUF, this is how you pronounce it, KNAUF, is a family-owned enterprise. The family-owned enterprises in Germany are the backbone of the German economy, specifically the small and medium enterprises. These enterprises are the ones which venture out and about to seek opportunities abroad. They have the courage and they seek new opportunities. KNAUF has found the opportunities here in Tanzania, and the government of Tanzania has realized what KNAUF has to offer. So KNAUF was recognized as strategic investor. They have started a factory, as you have seen in the video. KNAUF International produces insulation materials, dry lining systems, plasters, thermal insulation, composite systems, paints, floor screeds, floor systems, and others. Here in Tanzania, under KNAUF Gypsum Tanzania Limited, they're mainly producing plasterboards. The partnership with Tanzania is working well, as you have heard from Ilse Boshoff. She is the regional director for East Africa. She was the one in the video, and she sits over there. The partnership, 15 billion Tanzanian shillings, that will triple the production by 2025. There's no signing, which seems to be less than an MOU signing, but actually this is a real investment which already exists and has already created lots of jobs. As a German ambassador, I'm very proud to be announcing this. Thank you very much.
His Excellency, guest of honor, next few remarks is coming from Tanzania Investment Center. Allow me to welcome Mr. Johnny Mnali, Acting Executive Director, Tanzania Investment Center, for a few words.
Good morning. My name is Gilead Terry. I'm the Executive Director of Tanzania Investment Center. Your Excellency, Dr. Philip Mpango, Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, just for a minute, allow me to say what this investment means to the people of Tanzania. So now, KNAUF Gypsum Limited is a huge and important partner to TIC. They are our strategic investors. That's why I have to come here personally to speak about them. Their registration was effected at our investment center on the 7th of December, 2015. Their initial investment was around $105 million, which translates to about 268 billion Tanzanian shillings. They have invested since then, and on November 19th, 2021, they were granted by the 33rd National Investment Steering Committee, NISC meeting, a strategic investor status. And the strategic investor status just grants them additional incentives, but it also helps them do the business that they were doing with much more relative ease and close support from the institution that I lead, as well from other institutions within the government of Tanzania. As you have heard, Your Excellency, they deal with gypsum boards and they produce gypsum powder, and they work in the coastal region. Currently, their investment provides more than 150 direct jobs for Tanzanians and over 500 jobs indirectly. They have signed performance contract with my institution, and we continue to work with them and support them throughout their business. Their investment to our country is also important because it helps us lower import bill on the commodities that we would have otherwise have to import from outside the country. The additional investment that they have informed us is close to 50 million euros, their expansion that they want to invest, and we will be there hand-holding them and supporting them through that investment process from the beginning to the end. That is our duty that is bestowed upon our institution by the government of Tanzania, and this is my promise to each and every one of you as investors coming to our country. We will support you to make sure that your investment succeeds and you make money in Tanzania. I humbly submit.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gilliard Terry, Executive Director of Tanzania Investment Center. His Excellency, guest of honor, now I have the honor to welcome Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, Minister of Investment, Industry and Trade, for welcoming address and later on for keynote address from the guest of honor. You are welcome, Honorable.
The guest of honor, Your Excellency Dr. Philip Isidore Mpango, Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Modric Soraga, Minister of State, President's Office, Labor, Economy and Investment, Zanzibar Revolutionary Government, Honorable Olivia Bech, Minister Delegate for Foreign Trade and Economic Attractiveness from France, Honorable Helena Koenig, Deputy Secretary General of the European External Action Service, Honorable Manfredo Fanti, Ambassador of the European Union in Tanzania, Mr. Thomas Ostros, Vice President, European Investment Bank, Honorable Ministers present with us here, Honorable Deputy Ministers present with us here, Permanent Secretaries and Deputy Permanent Secretaries, Excellency Ambassadors of Tanzania in European Union member countries, Excellency Ambassadors of European Union member countries in Tanzania, Mheshimiwa Mariam Ditopile, Makamu Mwenyekiti wa Kamati ya Kudumu ya Bunge ya Kilimo, Biashara na Mazingira, natambua upo pamoja na wajumbe wetu wa kamati hii, Mheshimiwa Mwanyika na Mheshimiwa Mugungusi, karibuni sana tushiriki kwa pamoja kujenga uchumi wetu. Heads of government institutions, heads of private sector companies, ladies and gentlemen, Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, honorable guest of honor, let me take this opportunity to thank the Almighty God for granting us with time and healthy, so much so that we are able and manage to attend this very important historical forum, which puts together investors and business communities of Tanzania and the European Union. It is of great honor and privilege to express our profound gratitude to you, guest of honor, for accepting our invitation to officiate this important forum on behalf of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Allow me also to appreciate the strong support and cooperation of European Union delegates here in Tanzania, led by His Excellency Ambassador Manfredo Fanti, for partnering with the ministry in the preparation and organization of this historic event. Honorable guest of honor, the main theme of First Tanzania and the European Union Business and Investment Forum is tap Tanzania's untapped investment opportunities. This forum is very crucial since it aims to showcase Tanzania's potential opportunities and the comparative advantage for European Union investors and business communities. Investors and business communities from both Tanzania and the European Union will have opportunity to discuss the best way to exploit untamed investment opportunities in specific sectors of economy, and allow me to mention just a few of them. We start with agriculture. That's one of the areas that we are seeing, but also tourism, energy, minerals, ICT, transport and logistics, construction, finance, for which we will provide also a platform for effective private-public dialogue to further improve the business environment in Tanzania. Honorable guest of honor, this forum is expected. We were expecting to have almost 600 participants, but till yesterday, we had registration of over 800 delegates from European Union and Tanzania business communities. And until now, we are almost 700, as mentioned by the permanent secretary from the ministry. Honorable guest of honor, the European Union is a leading bloc in terms of investment in our country in different sectors of the economy. Investment made by European Union member countries worth euro 3,444.23 million and created about 70,393 jobs for Tanzanians. Therefore, this business and investment partnership between Tanzania and the European Union plays a great and pivotal role in Tanzania's GDP contribution and employment creation. It is our hope that through this forum, business and investment ties between our parties will be intensified. Honorable guest of honor, in this forum also, we are expecting to have a vibrant discussion with the sector-specific honorable ministers and investors, together with business communities from both Tanzania and the European Union. These discussions aim to unlock the untamed potentials available in each sector and come up with some recommendations on improving business and investment climate in Tanzania and the European Union. The forum will also offer a platform for business-to-business meetings, direct interactions between firms and policymakers, that's B2G, and between companies and financing institutions. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage all participants, specifically from European Union, to visit exhibitions both outside the conference hall, so that you can learn about our investment procedures and at least buy some of our made in Tanzania products from our SMEs exhibitors that are outside this conference room. Honorable guest of honor, with these few remarks, my task now is to welcome you to deliver your speech and officiate this important event for us in Tanzania and the European Union. Mheshimiwa Makamu wa Rais, karibu sana ili useme nasi. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kijaji, for welcoming Vice President. Honorable Vice President, the floor is ready for your keynote address. You are warmly welcome. We can sit.
You may be seated. Honorable Dr. Shatu Kijaji, Member of Parliament, Minister of Investment, Industries and Trade, Honorable Mudrik Saroga, Minister of State, President's Office, Economy, Labor and Investment, Zanzibar, Honorable Olivier Bet, Minister Delegate for Foreign Trade and Economic Attractiveness of the Republic of France, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers present, Honorable Helena Schoenig, Deputy Secretary General for Economic and Global Issues, European External Action Service of the EU, Honorable Thomas Ostros, Vice President, European Investment Bank, Your Excellency Manfredo Fanti, Ambassador of the European Union to the United Republic of Tanzania and the East African Community, Honorable Amos Makala, Regional Commissioner, Dar es Salaam, Honorable Members of Parliament, led by Honorable Mariam Ditopile, the Vice Chairperson of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Agriculture, Industry and Trade, Permanent Secretaries and Deputy Permanent Secretaries, Excellency, Ambassadors and High Commissioners from European Union Member States, Executive Directors of the Tanzania Investment Center and Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority, business leaders, heads of government institutions and private sector companies, representatives of our development partners and non-government organizations, investors from Tanzania and EU member states, members of the press, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted and honored to officiate this first ever Tanzania EU Business Forum. On behalf of my President, Her Excellency, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, I wish to welcome you all to this very important forum. Karibuni sana Dar es Salaam, the harbor of peace. Welcome to Tanzania, the land of Kilimanjaro, which is the rooftop of Africa, the Serengeti National Park, which is renowned for the ritual wildebeest migration, and spicy islands of Zanzibar. We are greatly honored by your presence, and we look forward to engage and partner with you. Her Excellency President Samia commends the good and growing cooperation that we have had with the European Union since the 1970s. The government values very highly the support we have been getting from the EU to complement our development efforts. Overall, it is estimated that Tanzania has, over time, received bilateral and program support from the EU to the tune of $3 billion. But of special mention is the much-needed life-saving vaccines that we received from the EU to contain the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Her Excellency, the President, is looking forward to this forum to deliver further on strengthening of our partnership with the European Union and member states, especially targeting to stimulate EU investments in Tanzania, expand regional businesses, and bolster domestic private sector development. Excellencies, as we have been told, we are graced with over 700 participants in this forum, of whom we have investors from all the 27 member states of the European Union and over 150 Tanzanian companies. This is indeed very impressive. and it is a clear signal of the prime importance of this meeting and the readiness of both Tanzania and the European Union to scale up investment cooperation on the ground. We are grateful to the EU Secretariat for availing us with this opportunity to host this important forum, which, as we have heard, goes by this theme, Seize Tanzania's Untapped Investment Opportunities. Allow me also to extend special thanks to His Excellency Manfredo Fanti, Ambassador of the EU to the United Republic of Tanzania and the EAC. Also, our Trade and Investment Ministry and related institutions for a well-prepared forum. I went through the program and found the forum to be tailor-made and allows for diverse engagements and business matching. With such diversity, I am confident that the participants will have fruitful and in-depth exchange over the 2 days, and the outcome of this forum will indeed usher in a new era of significantly higher trade and investment. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Tanzania government under President Samia is focused on building a vibrant economy underpinned by 4 pillars, namely reform, reconciliation, resilience, and rebuilding. We call them the 4 R's. Now, on reform, the government is dedicated to consolidating policy, institutional and regulatory reforms to improve the business environment. The reforms seek to promote consistency and predictability of policies, laws, and regulations. It aims also to enhance transparency, address red tape, and other related bottlenecks to trade and investment. A number of milestones have been recorded so far in implementing these reforms. We have rationalized institutional mandates and scrapped over 230 nuisance taxes and levies that were thwarting growth of businesses. On the same note, Tanzania has strengthened cooperation frameworks on taxation matters, including avoidance of double taxation. So far, we have already concluded and signed agreements with 10 countries on avoidance of double taxation and prevention of tax evasion. Furthermore, the government has taken serious measures to improve efficiency in revenue collection and administration. And these include enhancing fairness and efficiency in assessment, ensuring timely VAT refunds, and digitalization of tax systems, including the online self-service platform that allows the taxpayers to file returns, initiate payments, and access other tax services. We also have cargo tracking system, electronic single window that allows taxpayers to lodge their trade transactions quickly, and also the use of electronic fiscal management systems for verification of claims. The government has also amended the Tax Revenue Appeals Act, Cap 408, to accommodate alternative dispute resolution mechanisms and hence reduce bureaucracy in addressing tax appeals. In addition, steps have been taken to strengthen and modernize the Tanzania Investment Center and the Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority to be able to serve effectively as one-stop centers for investment promotion and facilitation. Another groundbreaking reform has been the enactment of a new Tanzania Investment Act of 2022 to replace that of 1997. And the new law introduces a level playing field. It shortens the time for obtaining an investment license from 14 to 7 working days, and also granted access to international arbitration to the parties to settle disputes, either in accordance with Tanzanian arbitration laws or the International Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes, or within the framework of any bilateral or multilateral agreement on investment protection agreed to by the government of Tanzania and the government of the country from which the investor originates. With regard to reconciliation, the ruling party, CCM, have taken bold steps to further open up the civic and political space. Her Excellency President Samia continues to political as well as attaining a 50-50 gender balance. In addition, dialogue with investors and business leaders within and outside the country has been carried out under the championship of Her Excellency the President, aiming at opening up Tanzania to the global economy and build investors' confidence and trust. With regard to building socioeconomic resilience, amidst the recurring global shocks and impact of the pandemic, stimulate growth and safeguard macroeconomic stability. And this includes the COVID-19 socioeconomic response plan, which entailed improvement of social services, economic empowerment, and monetary policy interventions to increase liquidity, especially tourism, trade, and the financial sector. On rebuilding the economy, the government has capitalized on previous achievements and continued to implement mega projects. And this is reflected by a sizable increase in the development budget, which has now reached 45% of the total budget in fiscal year 2021-22, in order to enhance the productive capacity of the economy. Tanzania is currently positioning herself to boost intra-regional trade, and especially with landlocked neighbors. The ongoing construction of a multi-standard gauge railway is in good progress and on. In the medium term, the standard gauge railway network, Kindu in the demand of lithium and nickel, as well as facilitate transport of other cargo to and from the port of Dar es Salaam. Likewise, the Grand Julius Nyerere hydroelectric power project is now at 80.2% to completion and is expected to generate 2,115 megawatts and thereby raise our generation capacity to around 5,000 megawatts for domestic use, including countrywide rural electrification and export to neighboring countries. The government has also improved the efficiency and expanded capacity of our ports, Dar es Salaam, Tanga, Mtwara, including also the completion of the Kuala Dry Port to support port operations and decongest Dar es Salaam. Now, relatedly, to reduce the cost of clearance, the Tanzania Shipping Agencies Corporation, TASAC, its services are now confined to only hazardous consignments. Apart from these mega projects, other initiatives include accelerated construction of trunk and regional roads, the Royal Tour film, which was championed by Her Excellency the President, to showcase Tanzania's pride and revitalize the tourism sector post-COVID-19. Of recent, we have embarked on a program which we call Building a Better Tomorrow, a youth initiative for agribusiness, which aims at